right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another live stream. Actually, it's not started yet. So,
Yep.
there we go. Now we're live.
Yay!
We are back. Sarah and I decided to have some fun because we got so frustrated playing the
Well,
last
don't we
puzzle game.
always?
Yeah, and
Don't we
playing
always? We always
crap
have
games. We decided to have a little bit of fun, and I don't think there's any better way to have fun than reading some Calvin and Hobbes. In my opinion, one of the best comic strips ever
Oh,
sketched
without a
out.
doubt.
I mean,
My favorite too.
yeah, I remember I used to love Garfield back in the day, and
Well,
before
of course.
Calvin Hobbes when I was a kid, I liked Garfield, and the Born Loser was always pretty good, and Blondie sometimes were pretty funny, but nothing ever cracked me
Oh,
up
yeah.
like
Blondie
Calvin
and
Hobbes.
Dagwood.
So, you agree that Calvin Hobbes is the best comic strip ever drawn out, Sarah?
Totally.
Let's see how many people come into the stream and are like, oh my god, Calvin and Hobbes. I bet you we have at least one or two more people come in and tell us how much they love Calvin and Hobbes. And I'm going to read these, Sarah, and we're going to laugh and enjoy these together. And if you don't laugh, Sarah, if you don't laugh with me, I'm coming to your house. And I will read Calvin and Hobbes with you. Like, not,
Okay.
I will force you to listen to Calvin and Hobbes. And tell you,
Force me.
like,
You're not going to force
I
me
will
because
force.
that's my favorite too.
Oh, okay.
How would that be forcing?
True. All right, so I've chosen a random date here, guys. So we're going all the way back to 1994, and
What year?
Sadly, these comics are no longer made. So they I think Bill Watterson, who wrote these comics, strips, I think he quit making them like way back in the late 90s, maybe. Sadly, I think he produced them for 7 years or something like that, and that was it. I would have loved nothing more than to have seen an animated cartoon, kind of like we had for the Peanuts or whatever of Calvin and Hobbes. I think that if he would have just made a couple of like 30-minute cartoons of Calvin and Hobbes, I think they would have been freaking hilarious. Or like a Calvin and Hobbes movie. I think that could have been great. Like, maybe sometime we'll have a Calvin and Hobbes movie. Who knows? I would definitely go to the theater to see that. All right, let's go ahead and start back in November 6th, 1994. That's just a date I chose at random down here on this website called gocomics.com. You guys can do this too. Absolutely free website.
Uh-huh.
But let's share this together. We have a Sunday comic here to start with, Sarah. And Calvin's father is like, wow, honey, you're missing a beautiful sunset out here. And she's like, I'll count to 10, and then pow. What? Wow, she's like in here doing the dishes. He's out here with a cup of coffee enjoying the sunset. All right. And Calvin's like, Dad, how come old photographs are always black and white? Didn't they have color film back then? And he's like, sure they did. In fact, these old photographs are in color. It's just the world was in black and white back then. He's messing with his son. That's hilarious. And Calvin's like, really? Look at his face.
Uh-huh.
And his dad's like, yep, the world didn't even turn color until sometime in the 1930s. And it was pretty grainy color for a while, too. And Calvin's like, that's really weird. And his dad's like, well, truth is stranger than fiction. And Calvin's like, but then why are old paintings in color? If the world was in black and white, wouldn't artists have painted it that way? And he's like, oh, not necessarily. A lot of great artists were insane.
Oh my gosh.
He's really pulling his son's legs. And Calvin's like, but how could they have painted in color anyway? Wouldn't their paints have been shades of gray back then? And he's like, of course, but they turned colors like everything else did in the 30s. Calvin's like, so why didn't old black and white photos turn color too? Good question. His dad's like,
oh my gosh.
because they were color pictures of black and white, remember? Oh my god. And Calvin's
That's
like,
just so mean.
that is mean. Calvin's like, the world is a complicated place, Hobbes. Hobbes is sleeping on the tree branch. Whenever it seems that way, I take a nap in a tree and wait for dinner. Oh my god. That was pretty cute, though. I mean, not the funniest one I've ever read. Some of these are just hilarious. The thing that always got me about Calvin and Hobbes was the facial expressions, though. Like, especially of Calvin.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. This is Monday. He's got his friend Susie at school, which he always interrogated. Hey, Susie, what did you bring for lunch today? A Swiss cheese and ketchup sandwich. Oh my God.
Ew.
Swiss cheese and ketchup
Swiss
sandwich?
cheese and ketchup?
That sounds disgusting.
Oh my gosh, that sounds really bad.
It's my very favorite, too, so I didn't want to hear what gross thing you brought. Oh my God. He's like, relax, Susie. I brought the cafeteria lunch today. She's like, good. It appears to be cigar butts in gallstone sauce.
Oh
She's like, look at her face. This is what I love so much about Calvin and Hobbes. Look at that face. That's beanie weenies. He's like, really? Oh, gross. If it was cigarette butts and gallstone sauce, oh, yeah, yummy. But it's beanie weenies, gross.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, do I really need to care about my privacy online? You should. Yeah, you probably should, man.
Yeah, you should, Tyler. Very much so.
The next day. Hello? Hi, Dad. It's me, Calvin. You're supposed to be at school. I am at school. Are you all right? What's the matter? Why are you calling me? I told the teacher I had to go to the bathroom quick. What's 11 plus 7?
11 plus 7.
He has a test or something.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Quick, what's 11 plus 7, Dad? That's so hilarious. Look at him all scared,
so
looking
funny.
around. These are so great. All right, so he's walking through the forest. I was reading about how countless species are being pushed towards extinction by man's destruction of forests. And he says, sometimes I think the surest sign that intelligent life exists elsewhere in the universe is that none of it has tried to contact us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a sure sign that there's no other intelligent life out there. Or there is intelligent life because they haven't tried to contact us. Love it. Calvin's starting off here the next day. Shirt. Oh my God. He puts the shirt on his legs, through the arms, and his pants on his head. What are you doing? You're going to be late for school. Hurry up and put your clothes on right. It's sad how some people can't handle a little variety.
Oh my gosh.
Will I be caught if I download a movie on BitTorrent? You could be. Probably not real likely, but you could be, man. Alright. I wonder why man was put on Earth. What's our purpose? Why are we here? Tiger food.
Oh my gosh.
Look at him, he's back to sleep. Look at his eyes. He's got such an imagination.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sleeping, blowing his bubbles. Snapping his bubbles. Look at that. Look at that facial expression. Oh my God. Hang on, I'm trying to close some of these ads out. A little high strung, are we? We tigers call it lightning quick reflexes. Oh my God. The facial expression is the funniest part of that. Poor Calvin.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll ready to the next Sunday. Boy, time goes by fast when you're having fun, right, Sarah? I've been thinking, Hobbes. On a weekend? Well, it wasn't on purpose. I believe history is a force. Its unalterable tide sweeps all people and institutions along its unrelenting path. Everything and everyone serves history's single purpose. And what's the purpose? Why, to produce me, of course. I'm the end result of history. You? Think of it. Thousands of generations lived and died to produce my exact specific parents, whose reason for being, obviously, was to produce me. And all history up to this point has been spent preparing the world for my presence. And Hobbes is like, 4.5 billion years probably wasn't long enough. Now I'm here, and history is vindicated. So now that history's brought you, what are you going to do? You wascally rabbit. They're laughing at Bugs Bunny. Oh, that's funny. Too cute.
Mm-hmm. Very much.
Hello, is your dad there? No, he isn't. Okay, will you write my number down and have him call me? Hold on, I need a pen. He's blowing up a balloon.
Gosh.
Pow! Ah, I've been shot!
Oh my gosh.
I hate taking messages. Oh my god, to get out of taking a message, he does all that. That's hilarious, man. Boom! The shot! Can you imagine?
So bad.
This is too fun. Mom, do we have a shoebox I could have? It's for a school project. I think so. Let's see. Here's one. What are you going to do with it? I'm supposed to make a what? Diorama.
Diorama.
We're studying the effect. Oh yeah, yeah, I know what those are. The diagram, like yeah, I forgot about those. We're studying the effect of ecosystems, and I'm going to make a desert scene. That sounds interesting. I'll need some glue and paper and stuff. I'm going to build a cactus and a roadrunner. When is this due? It was due today, but I told the teacher I wasn't quite finished. Oh God, sounds like my son. Wow, Mom sure turned into the conniption queen when she found out I hadn't even started my diorama project when it was already due today. So this is 1 day late. What's the big deal? It's not as if lives hang in the balance, right? The fate of the universe doesn't depend on turning in a shoebox desert scene on time. Well, that's keeping things in perspective. Even if lives did hang in the balance, it would depend on whose they were.
Oh, hi, Falconer. How are you?
What's up, Falconer? What's up? I love Calvin. I told you we would get at least one or two, didn't I, Sarah?
Yay!
I remember Calvin's show. We just went back to a random date.
One.
Yeah, we just went back to a random date. We're just reading. Yeah, I'm not picking any out specifically. This is hopeless. How am I supposed to create a desert scene in the shoebox when I don't even know what a desert looks like? I've never been to a desert. Mom and Dad never take me anywhere fun on vacations. If they'd taken me to a desert sometime, I'd know this stuff. Well, why don't you get out a book? And go to all that trouble? Yeah, sure. Look, I'm a busy guy. I got other things to do with my life besides this, you know. Look at his throwing up his hands. I was like, right. Waste time learning when ignorance is instantaneous. My TV show starts in 20 minutes. Are you going to help me or not?
Oh my gosh. Funny.
It's good to see you, Falconer. Mom, where do we keep the paper mache? We don't have any. Oh, great. That's just great. How am I going to make a roadrunner? Maybe you should have thought of that before 7 o'clock at night. You'll have to make one some other way. But how? This is your school project, Calvin. You do the work. If I get a bad grade, it'll be your fault for not doing the work for me. Oh my God. How is the diorama coming along? I've almost finished it. That didn't take too long. Well, that's because I'm a genius. I didn't see the Roadrunner when you were going to put one in. I don't see the Roadrunner. Weren't you going to put one in? See the cotton balls glued down? Yeah. The Roadrunner just ran off the scene, leaving the clouds of dust. Nice. Like at least he has an imagination. Too cute. All right, here we go. Here's what we like, the facial expressions.
The face one.
Uh-huh. Oh my God. Look at that one.
I know.
This one, oh my God.
Pick on the nose.
And that's our son. Oh, these pictures will remind us of more than we want to remember. So they're just looking at all pictures of him. These are all pictures of him. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
I remember that book.
Diego.
How you doing? Welcome back, Diego.
Welcome back.
Have you ever had an obligation, an assignment, or a deadline in your life? You have no responsibilities at all. It must be nice. Wipe that insolent smirk off your face. The real fun of living wisely is that you get to be smug about it. Oh my god. I love it. I love the guy's art. I hate doing this stuff. It's so much work. Why should I even bother? Until you stalk and overrun, you can't devour anyone. I can see why tiger aphorisms don't catch on. Oh my god.
Aw.
Live for the moment. That's my motto. You never know how long you've got. You could step into the road tomorrow and wham, get hit by a cement truck. Then you'd be sorry you put off your pleasures. Good point. That's why I say live for the moment. What's your motto? Look down the road. Oh God. I've decided I don't want to be famous. No? Nah, any idiot can become famous. I figure I'm more the legendary type. Look at his face. Look at his soap. He's got soap suds making him a pun. Well, I didn't mean right this second. His imagination, man.
That was hilarious.
Can we burn these leaves? No, that pollutes. But how can we appease the mighty snow demons if we don't sacrifice any leaves? We'll have a warm winter. I don't know whether you grasp the theology or meteorology is more appalling. I guess I'll go light some candles around the toboggan and beg for mercy. Oh my God. Do you think tigers go to the same heaven that people go to? I mean, in heaven, everyone is supposed to be happy, right? But people wouldn't be happy if they were always in danger of being eaten by tigers. On the other hand, that is true. On the other hand, heaven wouldn't be very nice without tigers either. I wouldn't be happy if there weren't any tigers. I'd miss them. And maybe tigers just don't eat people in heaven. But then he wouldn't be happy. Some of these are better than others. All right, Calvin sleeping with Hobbes on the bed. Look how big he is. Sorry, privileged information. Oh wait a minute, Calvin says, why do animals always walk in circles before they lie down? That's true. Have you ever noticed your cat or dog will sit there, especially your dog? So my dogs will always they'll jump on my bed and they'll look around in a circle and smell around and then finally lay down. And Hobbes is like, sorry, that's privileged information. He's sleeping. Hey kid, monsters! What do you want? There's a big shiny toy for you under the bed. Come down here and get it. Oh sure, you just want me to come down there so you can grab me with some oozing appendage, slowly paralyze me with some vile secretion, and devour me alive. Nice try, forget it. Stupid monsters, all fangs and no brains. And the monster's like, psst, tiger, we'll give you some salmon if you push that kid over the bed.
Oh my gosh!
And he's like, a fresh salmon? And he's like, hold on, I'll check if it's fresh. And he's like, oh, don't listen to them! That one's good. Oh, that's so good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this. Welcome to the stream, everybody.
Yeah. Welcome in, guys.
Hey, Dad, I guess I'll guess any number you're thinking of. Go ahead and try and pick a number. Okay, I got it. Is it 92,370 or 92,376,051? By golly, you guessed it. It is. Look at his face. Wait a minute. You're just trying to get rid of me, aren't you? No, you're psychic. Go show Mom. Go show Mom. That's hilarious, man. That one's so good. You guys will have to let me know your... You know what? Let's do, guys. While you guys are here in the stream, you guys watching in the chat, what I'm going to ask you guys to do is when I read these, when I get to the end of them, I want you guys to give me a score of a 1 to 10. Let's rate these, guys. give these a score of 1 to 10. You could base it on how Sarah and I are reacting, or your own thoughts on how good each little comic strip is. But grade these guys. How funny did you honestly think it was? You yourself. How funny was this one? I'd give this one's a 9 for me. I don't know. What do you think, Sarah?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That one was good. Go show mom.
Crazy.
Oh man. All right. And he's like, a lot of people don't have principles, but I do. I'm a highly principled person. I live according to one principle, and I never deviate from it. What's your principle? Look out for number 1. That one's so good. I didn't like that one so much. Yeah, you have no hearts over here either. Yeah, that one was pretty blah. 3, if that. I mean, it's got to be at least a 3. It's Calvin and Hobbes, right? Mom, you know the sandwich you packed for me today? Well, by lunchtime, the jelly had soaked into the bread. That grosses me out. So tomorrow, I'd like the jelly put on a separate container with a knife, so I can spread the jelly and at the last possible moment before I eat the sandwich. Also, you keep using bread from the middle of the loaf. I only like those pieces for toast. For sandwiches, I want only the end pieces because they don't absorb as much jelly. Got it?
Okay.
Doggone it, she did it again. Poor Calvin.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny. No, it was pretty good. 7 on that one, I'd say. Why, look, you make your bed without even being told. That's wonderful, Calvin. Gee, your mom sure is nice when you help her. Yeah, that's the reason I usually don't. I like Mom to be impressed when I fulfill the least of my obligations. That sounds about right. That was good. Look out the window, it's snowing. There must be almost half an inch. By morning, I bet there'll be tons of snow. Do you think the schools will close? Now, this is totally my son. He sees a half inch of snow, he starts to get excited about no school. Do you think the schools will close? What? Oh, yeah? Well, same to you. I wonder how a crabby guy like him get to be superintendent. He called the superintendent of the school.
Oh my gosh.
Because there was a half inch of snow. Do you think the schools will close?
That is hilarious. Schools have to be closed, man. Come on.
There's a reason this one has 4 hearts, guys. Yeah, more hearts than
that is hilarious.
That one was good. I'd give that one a 9. Oh my god. Yeah.
Definitely.
That was quite a ride, I'll say. I've never seen a sled catch fire before. What? We're lucky that pond hadn't frozen. Oh
my gosh.
Oh god. Calvin and Hobbes,
that's
man.
Awesome.
Ish. What goes down must come up. Blah. It's like moving and crawling off the plate. It grabs a glass of milk. Hey, no, don't! Sploosh! Hack, cough, sputter. Oof. It jumps up in the air at him. Blorp. It jumps up in the air, hits the spoon, knocks the stuff in his face. I'm gonna get you! Look at his mom! He's grabbing the food. He got food all. Hello? Local Navy recruiting office? This is an emergency. That is so good. Oh my god, I'm tearing up. Oh shit, that one is hilarious. That's a 10. I love that one. That's crazy good. See, this is the kind of stuff. Could you imagine if this was actually animated and we saw this in animation? It could be so good. So like this. Look at that. Look how mad his mom is. Look at his face. Oh shit. I love that one. All his imagination. Yeah, watching a Christmas special? Yep. Another show extolling love and peace interrupted every 7 minutes by commercials extolling greed and waste. I hate to think what you're learning from all this. I'm learning I need my own TV so I can watch someplace else. That was pretty cute. Yeah. I'm writing my Christmas list, Hobbes. Should I add you? Should I add anything for you? I can't think of anything. Nothing? You don't want anything at all? I've got a good home and a best friend. What more could a tiger want? It must be sad being a species with so little imagination.
Aww.
That's funny. These are so cute. Thanks for helping me mail my letter to Santa. Sure, it sure was heavy. Those big envelopes only hold a couple 100 pages. That's why I used a box. It's like a 1,000-page list to Santa.
Oh my gosh.
Had to use a box. I hope Santa doesn't throw his back out when he gets it.
Yeah, exactly.
All I can say is, this year Santa had better bring everything on my list. I've been extremely good all year. Oh yeah? What about the noodle incident? No one can prove I did that! That's funny. This whole business of Santa rewarding good kids and neglecting bad kids really bugs me. Not that I have anything to worry about, of course. A paragon of virtue, that's you. Right, but see, there are certain things a good kid could do that might look bad in a certain light, but if one didn't consider all the mitigating circumstances, like keeping an a toad in your mom's sweater drawer. Incontinent, sorry. Like keeping an incontinent toad in your mom's sweater drawer.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. If I was being raised in a better environment, I wouldn't do things like that. Sure, Calvin.
Oh, wow.
I think if Santa is going to judge my behavior over the last year, I ought to be entitled to legal representation. I mean, let's face it, a lot of Christmas loot is at stake here. And the Constitution says no person should be deprived of property without due process of law.
Oh my gosh.
So you could be my lawyer, okay? It's easy. Me? Sure, here's a legal pad. You're all set. A legal pad. Okay, but I don't take pro bono cases. Pro bono cases. That's funny. He wants to be paid. Okay, Hobbes, as my lawyer, you'll need to review the facts of my case. Right. We'll try to establish that you were insane at the time of the alleged crimes. We're not coping an insanity plea, you moron. We're saying I'm innocent. Insulting an attorney is a penal offense, so watch it, Buster. Look at sticking his tongue out at him. You're supposed to argue that I haven't been bad this year and I deserve to be on Santa's good list. If that's your case, I advise you to settle out of court.
Oh.
In a minute, you and I are going to settle this out of doors. This is too funny. Oh, his teacher. Thank you, Claire. That was very good. All right, who'd like to go next? Anyone at all besides
Your
Calvin?
Your voice is what cracks me.
Yeah. Anyone at all besides Calvin? Hey! For show and tell, I brought these amazing fossilized bone fragments that I painstakingly unearthed from sedimentary deposits in my front yard. Even though they all look like ordinary driveway gravel to the untoned eye of the ignorant layman, I immediately recognize these as pieces of a jawbone from a new species of carnosaur. In this dramatic illustration, I've recreated to complete the Calvinosaurus.
Oh my gosh.
As it would have appeared in the late Jurassic. Its coloration here is somewhat conjectural. I'll be publishing my full findings shortly. Undoubtedly, I'll be the recipient of many lucrative paleontology prizes and in a matter of weeks, prestige and fame and fortune will be all mine. When this happens, you can be darn sure that those of you who were mean to me in school will suffer appropriately. I'll employ my resources to make your puny lives miserable. I'll crush your pitiful dreams and ambitions like bugs into dust. And there is an alternative. However. I'm now accepting a limited number of applications to be my pal. The cost is just $20 per person, and you can revel in the association for a lifetime. Any takers?
Wow.
These are the principal levels.
Wow.
Oh, yeah? You just wait. Oh, good old Calvin getting himself in trouble again. When are we going to get a Christmas tree? Oh, I don't know. Probably a little after New Year's. After New Year's? Sure. We could just go up the street and pick the best tree from the neighbor's driveway. What? Sometimes there's still tinsel on the tree, too, so you don't even have to decorate it. We'll save time and money. Look at him. Okay, what did your dad tell you this time? Mom.
Oh my gosh.
Poor Calvin. His dad, I feel like his dad kind of gives him a dose of his own medicine, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's very sarcastic.
Yes, Calvin, you have a question? Yeah, I was wondering if we could stop the lesson here and adjourn to the playground for the rest of the day. Of course not. Now then, let's all turn to page 24, Anne. Miss Wormwood. Yes. How about just me, then? Oh, my God. For show and tell today, I have something that will astound and amaze you. This little guy can... He's looking all around. Where'd he go? Have you all had your shots? Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh is right. Are there any monsters under my bed tonight? Well, of course not. Come under here and see for yourself. Yeah, come and see. All right, you think I'm falling for that? Who am I talking to if there aren't any monsters down there? They're all teeth and digestive tract. No brains at all. Why, we're dust balls. Yeah, little dust balls. Come on down here.
Yeah, little dust balls.
That was fun.
Ew! What is this disgusting stuff?
It's spider pie, honey. You can pick out the big legs and give them to your dad if they're too hairy for you. Spider pie?
Oh
Why,
my gosh.
I believe we're going to have a quiet dinner for once. I know I don't feel like opening my mouth. Look at him, he don't like it either.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I like it. He's eating it. The spider pie. I like it. Gobbling it up. Oh my God. Only Calvin.
Oh, uh-huh.
Who wants to go play outside? Look at him. No, that's too much trouble. First, I'd have to get up. Then I'd have to put on a coat. Then I'd have to find my hat and put that on. Then we'd run around and I'd get tired, and when we came back in, I'd have to take all that stuff off. No way. So, what are you going to do instead? I'm going to sit right here and wait for a good TV show to come on. I'll tell your mom to turn you toward the light and water. Wait a minute. I tell your mom to turn you toward the light and water you periodically, like a plant. Instead of making smart remarks, you could get me the remote control. Yeah, that one's not so good. It's cute, but... There. Now we get to get this on the roof. Now we need to get this on the roof. Santa weighed down with extra toys. Drop them off here. Oh my God. I've been thinking, they say Santa knows you've been good or bad, right? Right. But I think how many kids there are in the whole world. Nobody could be watching every kid every single minute. I mean, Santa's old. He probably even takes naps. The way I figure it, Santa must make a few random checks on us, maybe once or twice a week. That's all.
Oh my gosh.
Sure. He'd catch enough bad kids that way to scare everyone else into being good most of the time. He'd create the impression that he's watching more than he really is. Well, that's pretty shrewd. Yeah, but now that I'm onto him, I'm going to smack Susie with a snowball. If I do it quick, the odds of Santa watching me at the exact moment are virtually nil. Look at his face. It's fucking evil. Wait, what if Susie tells on you? Ah, I didn't think of that. She's a girl, so she probably would snitch. Ah, phooey. Well, I sure hope Santa's watching now, seeing as how I'm being so good. Unwillingly good, but good nonetheless. So he's watching him when he's behaving, but not watching him when he's ready to pelt Susie with a snowball. All right, Calvin. Want to help me write a book? Sure, what's it about? Well, you know what historical fiction is, right? This is sort of like that. I'm writing a fictional autobiography. It's a story about my life, but with a lot of parts completely made up. Well, why would you want to make up your own life? Because in my book, I have a flamethrower.
Wow. Flamethrower.
Oh, God. Still in quiet feline form, in the sun, asleep and warm. His tail is limp, his whiskers are drooped. Man, what could make this cat so pooped? Sheesh.
So leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Sounds like my dog Timber. Anybody's dog, really. Hi, Mom. I'm making my own newspaper to report the events of our household. Oh, that's nice. I'm looking for a page 1 lead story. Can I interview you? Sure. Okay, what are you cutting up there for dinner? Fish. Knife-wielding mother hacks... Grim melee is evening ritual. Suburban family devours victim. Out of the kitchen. Out! Out! Oh my God. That's hilarious. Hi, Dad. I'm making my own newspaper for the report to report the events of our household. Would you like to help me out? Sure. What do you need? Well, you can take your pick. Either you can give me $15 to pay my labor and production costs, $15, or you could be the subject of a comic strip called Dopey Dad. So in the next panel, Dopey Dad yells, "It's bedtime for you, young man." Look how big I made his mouth. Because he didn't pay the $15. That's funny. Oh, we've been streaming for about 37 minutes. Time goes by when you're having fun, right?
I know. Like, really.
Ow, oh, ha ha, oh ha, oh ha, oh ha, ah. I wish we'd get an aquarium. Oh, God, Calvin. What story would you like tonight, Calvin? Hamster Huey and the Gooey Kablooey. Oh, no, not again. That's what you hear every night. Let's read something different tonight. I want Hamster Huey. I want Hamster Huey. Come on. We'll read a new story tonight. You'll like it, I promise. No, I won't. I'll stay awake until morning if you don't read Hamster Huey. I didn't remember Hamster Huey having quite that sarcastic of a tone of a voice. Or doing everything so fast. He read really fast. Oh, God. Alright, I asked Dad if he wanted to see some New Year's resolutions I wrote. He said he'd be glad to, and he was pleased to see I was taking an interest in self-improvement. I told him the resolutions weren't for me, but they were for him. That's why we're outside now. I wondered what the rush was. I'm getting disillusioned with these New Year's. They don't seem very new at all. Each new year is just like the old year. Here another year has gone by and everything's still the same. There's still pollution and war and stupidity and greed. Things haven't changed at all. I can have to say I agree with that one.
Mm-hmm.
I say, what kind of future is this? I thought things were supposed to improve. I thought the future was supposed to be better. The problem with the future is that it keeps turning into the present. Yeah. That's
Yep.
that's a Christmas Day cartoon away from 1994.
You know, 1994, like that long.
It doesn't seem like long enough. I was in the Navy then. I was in the Navy when these were.
Oh, you were.
Yeah. Susie making a snowman. Oh God. Whoa. They got the snowman on them on the sled, and Susie too.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. Hobbes, Calvin, and Susie. That's funny. Any dumb kid could build a snowman, but it takes a genius like me to create art. This snow sculpture transcends corporeal likeness to express deeper truths about the human condition. This sculpture is about grief and suffering. One look at the tortured contents of this figure confirms that the artist has drunk deeply from the cups of life. Its work shall endure and inspire future generations. The sun melting it. Yep.
Yep.
Still making snow art? Yep. Yesterday your sculpture melted. This time I'm taking advantage of my medium's impertinence. This sculpture is about transience. As this figure melts, it invites the viewer to contemplate the evanescence of life. This piece speaks to the horror of our own morality. Hey, stupid! It's too warm to build a snowman. What a dope! Ha 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 ha! A Philistine on the sidewalk. Genius is never understood in its own time. Right. I lost my sides on this one. How you doing? Welcome to stream / of the greatness. How you doing? How's your snow art progressing? I've moved into abstraction. This piece is about the inadequacy of traditional imagery and symbols to convey meaning in today's world. By abandoning representationalism, I'm free to express myself with pure form. Specific interpretation gives way to more visceral response. I notice your overture is monochromatic. Oh, come on, it's just snow.
Oh my gosh. Welcome in, Slash.
How you doing, Slash? Dad, if you threw a snowball at someone but deliberately missed, would that be bad? Well, I suppose that would be provoking, so yes, that would be a little bit bad. As bad as if you had hit the person? Well, no, not that bad, but worse than if you hadn't thrown the snowball at all. Well, suppose you just grazed the person. How bad would that be? Like, say maybe you knocked off his hat and his glasses or something. That would mean instant death. He knows his son well.
Uh-huh.
That's funny. Boy, this pudding was great. Can I take a bowl upstairs to Hobbes? No, I think you've had enough. I didn't say for me, I said for Hobbes. Well, I think Hobbes doesn't need any either. Why not? Because tigers need to stay lean and mean. Well, that's what she said. I'm lean, I'm mean. Tell her chocolate pudding makes my coat lustrous. That's good. There we go. The end of the Mesozoic era. The hero of chasmosaurs is unusually jittery. They now know they have more to fear than tyrannosaurs. Now they face an even greater danger. The tyrannosaurs in F-14s. This is so cool. This is so stupid. That's good. How you doing on your New Year's resolutions? Notice it's January 2nd. I didn't make any. See, in order to improve oneself, I must have some idea of what's good that implies certain values. But as we all know, values are relative. Every system of belief is equally valid, and we need to tolerate diversity. Virtue isn't better than vice, it's just different. I don't know if I can tolerate that much tolerance. I refuse to be victimized by notions of virtuous behavior. That's funny. Oh, God. No, 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 I need more sleep. I'm trying to get him up for school. That's like my son, too. I can't keep my eyes open. Look at that face. Bed ready. Well, but I'm wide awake. My internal clock is on Tokyo time. I like that. That's how I am a lot of times. I sure am great. I'm one of the greatest people who ever lived. How lucky people are to know someone as great as me. I'm great in so many great ways. In fact, I'm so great that my greatness is... You're not great. You're the most conceited blowhard I've ever met. When you're great, people often mistake candor for bragging.
Uh-huh.
That's funny. Here, I'll hang up your coat. Thanks. If you've been looking for Hobbes, he somehow got put in the closet. I just found him way back in there. Okay, so she gives him Hobbes. Waiting for me in the closet, eh? Too bad your little plan thwarted. Why don't you hang yourself up? Why don't you hang up your coat yourself?
Aw.
Poor Hobbes.
No.
Oh yeah? Define well adjusted. Look at this snow.
Oh my gosh, he's hacking up eggs.
Oh my god. Look at that face on the snowman, on the snow. Oh my. That is good. So we got 12 hearts for a reason.
Oh, wow.
Like, this guy was brilliant. Not only did he draw really well, but...
Yeah.
Why does man create? It is man's purpose on earth to express himself, to bring form to thought, and discover meaning in experience. Or is it just something to do when he's bored? I'm bored. Let's go in. But we've only been out here for a few minutes. This is taking so long. What's the hurry? We've got all day. Yeah, but it's kind of cold and the sun's too bright and my gloves are getting wet. And when you think about it, building a snowman is a lot of work. I didn't come out here to do something hard. Besides, what if the snowman doesn't come out very good? We'd be failures. Who wants to be a failure? So instead of wasting my time, I'm going to go inside, pull down the shades, and watch some TV. That way, in complete physical comfort, I can vicariously experience the activity of actors pretending to do things. Are you sure it's not too much trouble to turn on the TV? Are you sure it's not too much trouble to turn on the TV? Well, that's why we have a remote control. Virtual reality is already here. I can't believe the only way to get inside is by walking. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That one doesn't have any hearts, Sarah.
Mm-mm.
Alright, we're going to wrap this up here soon, guys. We're going to do a couple more.
Yeah.
Explain Newton's first law of motion with your own words. He gets an idea. Yakafu bog grog whoppa proof get short proof. I love loopholes. Oh, Calvin. It's the facial expressions, I swear, that make me so funny. I'm ready for anything. Poof. Are you ready for unconditional surrender? That above all else. Oh my god. He's gonna tackle Hobbes.
Oh,
he's tickling
raspberry.
him. Yep. Look at
Rubber on the belly.
Oh, look at him now. Your tummy shouldn't be so soft and fuzzy if you're not allowed to do that.
Exactly.
That's adorable. Oh, so with nothing left to live for, he obeys the chanted command from the distant crowd below. Oh my god. Calvin, oh Jesus. Suicide Snowman. Next on Eyewitness Action News, blood-splattered sidewalks and shroud-covered bodies. Could the next victim be you? We'll get the story from the living rooms of the sobbing, hysterical relatives, and will tell you how you should be paralyzed with helpless fear. That's Eyewitness Action News. It's what you need to know. He turns it off and reads the paper.
Read the newspaper.
That's funny.
When I grow up, I'm going to be a scientist. I'll dedicate my career to the propulsion that man can reshape the universe according to his own whims. I'll probably go into generic engineering and create new life forms.
You want to play God?
Not exactly God. Never bothered. Not exactly. God never bothered to patent his own stuff.
All right, last one, guys. Comic strip from January 15th, 1995.
I'm freezing.
You need a nice fur coat like me to stay all toasty.
I'll just put my feet on your back, okay? Hey, they're all warm. Quit thrashing around. You're letting in cold air.
Well, keep your icy feet off my own side of the bed then. Or keep your icy cold feet on your side of the bed then.
They were. Your big behind was on my side. That's your side.
This is a demilitarized zone. This is my side. Oh my God.
All that? No way, you hog. In fact, the whole bed is my side. Animals should be sleeping on the floor.
Oh, that does it.
You and your hairless pink monkey suit can freeze solid. I'm leaving.
Hey, don't take the blanket. He's sticking his tongue out at him. Thump, 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 thump in the other room. Oh, poor his dad got his pillow.
Come back here. I'll get you. Give me that.
Oh my God, his parents.
Oh my goodness.
No, where'd he go? Oh my God. God, somebody's feet are like ice. Calvin had another nightmare.
If it's too crowded, you guys are welcome to sleep downstairs.
Oh, Calvin. That's hilarious. Well, I had fun with that. Yep, I could probably read these for hours, but guys, I need to go eat. I need to feed my son. I want to thank you for joining us. I was curious to see how many people might tune in for me reading Calvin and Hobbes. So thank you guys for being here. Sarah, thanks for enjoying and laughing with me at this. I think we read
of course.
almost a couple of months worth of Calvin and Hobbes. Yeah,
I know.
it was fun. All right, guys, thanks so much. You guys have a great night. Peace out, everybody.
Bye, everyone.